Mazda for all this lot. Happy days.
Next, how many of you have ended up with food you don't know what to do with after Christmas? Well, the Stapleford Community Group is making sure hardly a crumb gets wasted in their area. On Christmas Eve, they gathered unsold food from local supermarkets and let anyone who needed it pick it up for free. They do it every year, but this time more people turn up than any of them can remember. And here in the studio with me are two volunteers, Stephen Richardson and Richard McRae. Richard, also a Broxtowe Borough Councillor, Stapleford Town Councillor. Just tell us about what you do.
Yeah, so Stapleford Community Group is the group that organises the Stapleford Food Project. We use the hashtag for that if anyone wants to search it and keep an eye on us. So 7 days a week, we've got volunteers out. We've been doing it for 6 years. Christmas Eve was the 6th time we'd done it. We spend all day collecting the food and then we put it all out. We use the Scout Hut in Stapleford, so thanks to them. Stephen was there with me all day and there was other volunteers that came in the evening. We had 7 that's never done it before. We opened the doors at 10 to 6. I reckon if I say 200 people came, I'm not far wrong on that figure. And yeah, every item when we gave away 27 turkeys and all the food had come from Aldi, Lidl and the Co-op. And then we had some local businesses. We had Robert Ellis collecting for us, which is estate agents, TRS, which is a vehicle place in Stanton, Feet in Stapleford, and also Sense. Lots of local people donated as well. So it's a real community effort, and that's what we've always been about.
And so this supermarket food is stuff then that is out of date, effectively, that they can't sell the following day. Is that right?
Yeah, and it's stuff that obviously they can't keep in the shop over the Christmas period, so they let us have it.
Yeah.
Carrots
and Christmas, of course, is a special time. We all know the cost of living, and that's where you've seen a big difference this year, is it, compared to previous years?
Yeah, like I say, there was a lot more people came than previously came, and everybody that wanted to leave with stuff took it. Like I said earlier, there was 27 turkeys, there was loads of other stuff. Big thank you to all the supermarkets for giving it us. We had people come from, lots of people from Stapleford, we had people from Long Eaton and Kirkcallam, and then other areas as well. And it was just nice that we were able to do that. So big thank you to the volunteers. We had a young lady helping us that had come back from university. We even had councillors Steve Carr and Barbara Carr turned up with their son who'd come back from Canada to spend Christmas with his family and ended up helping out and do the food. So, you know, really kind of them as well to give up their evening. But it's something we do 7 days a week. There's groups in Bilborough doing this, there's groups in Long Eaton, there's groups all over. It's not just us. We're quite vocal about what we do because we want people to know what's happening. We want to help as many as we can. But we've got to remember there's lots of people doing this all over Nottingham, and I think it's a better place for it.
And I guess the food would just go to waste. Would it just end up in the tip?
Yeah, it's stuff that years ago would have got thrown away. So for the past 6 years, we've been saving all that food. Christmas Eve is always the biggest day, but we're doing this 7 days a week. Apart from Christmas Day, we all had that day off.
What do you get out of volunteering then, Steve?
well, just the pleasure of helping Richard and going around, and it's like a mobile warm up for me, warm space.
Yeah? Oh, you're getting a double benefit then, yeah?
Yeah, I get a double benefit too, but yeah, no, it's something to do. And we're out most days, early, sometimes late, afternoons.
And where's your motivation?
Me, I set my community group up in 2011, and I always said it was to make Stapleford a better place for my daughter to grow up. So my motivation is always my daughter. But all the stuff I do, I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't do it on my own by a long shot. And if I didn't have people like Steve and I helping me every day and all the other volunteers, we wouldn't get anything done. So it's teamwork. We've always said Stapleford Community Group is about bringing unity to the community, and that's what we do. And I always say now the Stapleford Food Project is more than Stapleford, and it's more than food, because we work with shoe aid and get shoes to people, and we work right up to like Brinsley Food Bank, over to the Kaya Group in St Anne's and the Mission in Derby. There's 32 groups and organisations we share the food with. But like I say, I couldn't do it if it wasn't for the volunteers. So obviously, thank you to Stephen. I have to say he's my #1 volunteer, because everyone would tell me off if I didn't. There's lots of other volunteers. There's Linda, there's Donna, there's Karen, Caroline and David, and then there's lots of other people.
Well, let's have a word with #1. I mean, were you surprised at how many people were there wanting food over
this
Christmas?
year? Yeah, very much so. Because we looked outside and we thought, well, there's not many there. And then all of a sudden it was like opening the door at Harrods Super Sale, there was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was very good, well organised. I thought no trouble. We let them come in when they moved from one table, then the next people come in and so on. So it was a steady flow all the way around the hall.
And is it all free, or do people make a donation?
No, it was 100% free.
No.
Some people did want to make donations, but we told them it's not about that. You know, we get the food for free, and we give it away for free as well. So yeah, it's really
And
good.
I guess, you know, we're running into a colder period, January and February, a time when electricity costs are going up as well. So I suspect you're going to be even busier.
Yeah, I hope so. And we've got lots of warm spaces in Stapleford as well, which is really good. The churches have all pulled together to do that, so that's really good. And like I say, we just get as much food as we can to people, but the big thing is thanking everybody, thanking the volunteers, and making it clear to people that there's a big group of us doing this. You know, and I just want to thank everybody. You don't do it on your own.
And what's the most touching thing you've seen?
I don't know. There's stories. There's so many. There really is. I don't know what's
The painted from the little girl.
Yeah. We had a painting done from a kid that came to when we was doing the food, and they drew a picture on a piece of A4 paper, and it was a picture of what looked like the van, the tables with the food on, and they said there was, I think, the girl and her 2 family members, and then they said there was Stephen and I on the picture as well. And yeah, a kid presented us with that, and that was really nice. But stories we hear from people, yeah, there's some really sad ones, but we just got to do what we can, haven't we, if we can.
Brilliant. Well, if you gave out 27 turkeys, then you certainly made a difference to a lot of people this Christmas. Thank you very much for joining us in the studio, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.